If you know me even the tiniest bit, you've probably heard me talk about my balls. If you know me well, you probably think I have a fascination or an obsession with my balls. And you might not be wrong. I like my balls. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I love playing with my balls. I have a plethora of balls, though. You may not know that. So I've got a wide variety of shapes and densities of balls. And yes, I know the ball jokes are just amazing. And once you start talking about it, everyone turns into a 9-year-old boy. So don't worry about it. Snicker away while you watch the video. But I have a plethora of balls, and I use the different balls depending on what part of the body I'm working on and depending on how intense I want the sensation. So depending on if my fibromyalgia is really well or if I'm struggling, I may want a more diffuse sensation, or I may be able to handle something more intense. My go-to balls, the balls that I recommend everybody start off with, are actually these guys. They're the Yoga Tune-Up Self-Massage Therapy balls in the original size. They're about the size of a tennis ball, and here's a tennis ball. So they're a tiny bit smaller than a tennis ball, but they're a lot different. They're very the density is different. So they've got a little give to them. Tennis ball, no give. The tennis ball slides right over your skin, whereas if you've ever used the original ball, anywhere where you've got long hair, you know this guy takes hold of the skin and pulls it. So it's got a little grippiness to it. It also takes your hair with you, or with it, so be careful with that. But so the massage therapy balls are so much better than a tennis ball. Now, if you don't have these guys and you have a tennis ball, is it better to use the tennis ball than nothing? Definitely, totally. Tennis ball is totally better than nothing. Is it better to use the massage therapy ball if you have this over the tennis ball? Totally. The massage therapy ball is totally better than the tennis ball, but use what you have. If you happen to have kids, they may even have some bouncing balls that could work really well. So if I'm not doing great with my fibro, I might go to what's called the plus size balls. These are a little bit larger, and because they're larger, they're a little bit more diffuse. So you can see the size difference. Tennis ball is right in between the two. So because it's a little bit larger, I'm not going to hit one spot as intensely as I would with the little guy, right? Because I'm going to hit a whole bunch of spots. So that's really nice for me when I'm in pain. It's also good if you've got injuries. It's great if you've got issues, arthritis, if you've got chronic fatigue. Sometimes we're a little bit more sensitive. Anything that's going to make you a little bit more heightened and a little bit more sensitive to pain, the plus size can be very nice. Now, what's nice about both of these guys is that they come in a set, and you can have the balls in their tote. Now, ball joke alert, it's a tote, it's not a bag, it's not a sack, it's a tote. We're going to use proper terminology. The reason the tote is nice is because if the sensation is too intense lying down, because you can use the balls lying down, you can also use them standing against a wall. That's great if you're sensitive to pain, or if your balance is a little bit wonky and you have trouble getting up and down off the ground. You don't have to worry about that. You can take the balls to the wall. One of my favorites is tossing the balls over the shoulder, so that the balls are on the shoulder blade, and then rubbing against the wall. You can even take that arm and move the arm. I also used to take the balls with me when I would travel a lot, so I would take them on the train, on the plane, and just put them behind me, and it felt really great since that seat is curved in. It would help me to keep the natural curve of my spine instead of collapsing. And I could also do a little shimmy and get some relief. I've got little balls. I crack myself up with the ball jokes sometimes too. I've got little balls. I got this guy at a dollar store. It's a little bouncy ball. And I love him for my hands. I get claw hands sometimes, so I'll take this little ball and I'll, in between the hands, palms, on a desk, I'll take this guy. I got another ball there, and I wanted to show you the difference. This is the ball I originally got. I think I got it, actually I'm sorry, I got this one at a party store and I got this at a dollar store. So the dollar store one, he doesn't bounce. This guy bounces. So we want something that's going to have a little bounce to it, not because we want the bounce, but because we want the give that allows the bounce. So a golf ball, don't use. Golf ball is not okay to use. It's not going to be all right for our body. You're actually going to do a little bit more harm than good. But something with a little bounce to it, it's really good. We've got my Alpha. I refer to him as my boyfriend. I love my Alpha. I use him on my bum, on my QL, so my waist area, big back muscles here. And I've even started using him on underneath my shoulder blade to the inside. And I gotta tell you, that was amazing, or amazing balls. I know, it's too much, I'm sorry. All right, we've also got my big balls, my big guys. I've got my belly ball, my gorgeous ball. I keep this guy a little bit deflated so that I can use him on my belly a little bit more and I lie on him. I keep him a little bit deflated because I've got other balls. I've got my Yamuna balls that are much thicker material. So I keep them a little bit more inflated than my belly one. And I use these guys on my back. And when my back is just so tight and I feel like I'm crawling into a fetal position, that's when I'm going to use these guys. They're going to be fabulous for that. Now, before I had my gorgeous ball, I used to take a pillow and I would fold him in half and lay on top of the pillow. And I loved that as well. It seems like every day we're hearing more and more about the need for good gut health and how gut health really impacts the rest of our body. So I think the belly ball was a little bit ahead of its time, and I think we're going to really fall in love with the belly ball the more we use them. You can use the smaller balls, the original and the plus size ball, with a block, right? You can use them while you're lying down. You can use them seated. You can use them at work. I keep some balls underneath my desk and I roll my feet on them quite a bit. I keep some balls in the living room while I'm sitting on the couch. I'll roll my feet. At the desk, sometimes I'll roll my forearm. The ways to use them are almost limitless. And I have balls in every room of the house, much to my husband's chagrin, but oh well, he knew what he was marrying before he married me. So play with your balls. Let me know which balls you have. Let me know what ball jokes are your favorite. Let me know about your new ball jokes that you've just discovered. And I guess I gotta run because I gotta go play with my balls now. So I will see you all soon.